Wait, there was another thing, and this just kind of applies to something that happened in the Palisades that I had forgotten about. And I wanted to tell y'all this story just because it's kind of fun. This is the kind of nonsense that I dealt with some of these white people. Look, if you got $1 million house and the contractor that you paid to build that house put your front door less than a foot away from public property, which just so happens to be a sidewalk, that does not mean that this gives you free reign to harass the shit out of anybody you don't like that walks by 1 foot away from your front door, right? So let me tell you what this guy did. I can't remember his name, but his address was 611 Palmera Ave. Because y'all, I do got an elephant memory, so I love the fact that these people did all kind of stupid shit where I could remember what their address was. So we're going to call him 611. We're going to call him Palmera. So Mr. Palmera at 611, he decides to do this shit one morning. And this was around the same time. I won't get into that one. I'll bounce over that. He decides one morning, as we're walking by, he has his screen door open and the front door is like, it's on the inside of the house. His front door is open and the screen door is shut. So I can see kind of sort of into the house, not really. But I don't look into people's houses. Like, it's none of my the only time I ever look in people's houses is whenever it's like a holiday and the house is full of people and shit. That's like my favorite thing in the whole world. Like, you can't ruin holidays for me, even if I'm alone, because all I gotta do is walk around and absorb all of the positive energy that I've been feeling. Anytime I look by these people's houses, I was like, man, you see all that love? You see all that love? And me and my dog were like, yeah, we see all that love. And then we got birds and shit following us as we walk, okay? So y'all can try to leave me alone on holidays, but it never hurt my feelings because I always found a way to celebrate, right? Because God is with me. So what kills me is, well, you know what? What kills me is that these people even try me all the time. That's really what just irks the shit. That's what was killing me. But what is getting me now is that these people, okay, look. So I'm walking by the front door. This dude from inside the house takes a squeaky toy. He throws it at the screen door. So his dog is then running toward the screen door as we are passing by, right? Now, I don't understand what's happening because all I hear is a dog rustling up to a screen door, and I'm not, you don't know if the dog is going to burst through the door or not. So, of course, it scares me. And mind you, he only went to this extreme because he had spent weeks trying to piss me off with making the camera talk to me when I walked by or whatever, right? And I always thought that his attention was weird. Him and his girlfriend, I can't remember their name, but they owned property in Malibu, which makes me think that they must know Karen and Gary too, right? Because Karen has all kind of ties with like Airbnb and the real estate stuff. So this dude, Palmera, okay, he was a white dude, dark hair, not a very good looking guy either, but bless his soul, right? Or bless his little heart, because who knows if he's got a soul. But where I'm going with it, because look, when he does this with the dog, it does startle me and it pissed me off, and I wrote the cops about it. I was like, this is bullshit. So then this is when the Palisades started doing this stupid shit where they started telling people that I get nervous and anxious about dogs barking. It doesn't bother me that the dogs are barking. Like, the noise doesn't bother me, because y'all got to remember too, they're going to try to condition responses into you. Like, when I tell y'all that this shit, like, it blew my mind how many different ways they tried to condition a response into me. And I thought to myself, like, each time I was like, that feels distorted. That feels distorted. That ain't mine. That ain't mine. So where I'm going with it, right? This dude, when they couldn't condition a response to me to be afraid of his dog, like, or him, or even walking down that street, because he did this every single morning, something, right? Like, and then he got creative because I kept telling them, I was like, dude, y'all can't do anything that I haven't experienced. Like, if you haven't been in the military as a woman, you really do not know what the fuck it is to be fucked with. So the fact that these men who are entitled white men who went to Ivy League colleges think that they can intimidate somebody who not only grew up kind of hard, but also went through the military as a woman and fucking survived being hurt in the military because of some man's fucking ignorance, right? So They think they can condition a response to me. Well, Mr. Palmera, that shit didn't work. So 3 houses down, you had a dude named Byron. And Byron was this dark-haired dude who had a real big nose. And he was a delicious asshole. Like, when I say a delicious asshole, I mean, like, this motherfucker lived, breathed, and ate shit. Like, you could just tell by the way his energy was. Like, that man was so nasty. It was, like, right around my birthday, too. They left, somebody left fucking heroin syringes right outside my fucking front door on my birthday. Right after I went to take my dog on a walk, I went back outside to take the trash, and there was a syringe sitting on my doorstep. 2 days later, a fucking homeless chick who had been harassing me when I was walking in the mornings, she fucking ends up trying to attack me. I put this bitch in a chokehold, and I never fucking hurt her. I just fucking put her in a chokehold, and I kept telling her she needed to stop. And the silly woman, short story long, that shit didn't last very long, and I guess they decided not to come at me physically again because they realized that I can handle my shit, because I, unlike other people, I actually used combatives not just to win the fight, I used it to learn to lose, because that is how you win, you learn to lose. So, Mr. Byron decides to tell me right before my fucking 40th birthday, I was 39, and he says to me, he says some bullshit about me being old. He says, because the Palmera dude, they started getting real stupid. They'd play fucking, they'd play on their speakers the Looney Tunes part where it goes cuckoo, cuckoo, because they want to again condition me to this sound to respond a certain way. And I give not one fuck what you think about me. The fact that you have no self-respect tells me all I need to know. So that means anything you say, anything you do, I do not need to and will not ever fucking internalize. And the fact that you think, even for 1 millifucking second, that I'm going to internalize anything you say, when you lack self-respect and you also lack any kind of love in your fucking heart, you are out of your motherfucking mind. Like, I don't know where that shit went. Like, you must be smoking some shit that I need to fucking get in on, like, for real. Okay, so, and I'm giving it to y'all raw here because these people went out of their fucking way to make my life a living fucking hell. And when this man Byron told me that I was old, do you all know what I said to that motherfucker? I said, hey, man, after COVID, isn't that a fucking blessing? Silly motherfucker. So when I tell you that these people will go to great lengths to condition responses into you, to make you feel a certain way, I am not exaggerating in the slightest. If my suspicions are right, that was the whole objective, was to get me to self-doubt. And man, you know, the thing is a lot of people, I imagine, are a little bit shocked that I know these things. But the thing is I've always known them. And I told y'all this like 15 videos ago. I said I've always been aware of these things. The only difference was I actually had faith and belief that people weren't doing the things that my freaking heart was telling me that they were doing. So, and this is why I try to tell y'all that it's so very important to follow your heart and to pay attention to the distortions, because you know what? There ain't... What was it? Man, I'm going to have to go back and look, because there's a thing. It talks about how the heart energy, if I'm not mistaken, is like substantially larger than the energy that the brain puts out. So y'all, because we have an immense amount of love, and because we choose to answer this call to fight this fight, so that way there is a safe place for future generations, because look, however you cut it, that's what it's about. We want a safe place for future generations. Everybody can agree on that. So we need to put everything else aside. Everything else is just, it's really just pointless. But I digress, okay? What I'm getting at is use your freaking intuition, practice with this stuff, test your theories. Don't give in to the fear, right? Like, use fear and anger as fuel, okay? Like, I don't know if it's maybe you like to go to the gym, or whatever, you like to run, or I don't know, you like to row, or you like to stretch, or I don't know, do something with the energy, but don't don't internalize the shit that they throw at us, because I'm realizing that absolutely, that look, there's no... When I imagine the white hot light of God, I imagine it being white hot. And that means that it is immensely hot, right? So there is nothing that can put that out. And so as long as we keep this in mind and in our heart, there's absolutely no way that we can lose. We just have to remember that we're all on the same team.